Greetings, and thank you for tuning in to the Styles Financial Services Financial Flash Report. I'm John Stone, Senior Wealth Management Advisor, here with this week's report. Over the past weeks, we've explored how advanced wealth planning strategies can help align financial priorities with charitable intentions. Today, we're taking that conversation a step further, with a focus on giving as a primary driver of strategy and perhaps even as a defining lifestyle. Most of the individuals and families we work with engage in some level of charitable giving. While it is often an important value, it is frequently viewed as a positive outcome, something that follows from financial success. However, in certain cases, that perspective begins to evolve. As individuals begin to better understand both the impact and the structure of thoughtful charitable planning, giving becomes more intentional and more meaningful. In some situations, it becomes something greater, a new life phase. Rather than viewing planned giving simply as a component of a financial plan, some families begin to embrace it as a central purpose, almost like a family enterprise. A Smith Family Incorporated mindset, if you will, where philanthropy becomes a shared mission, engaging multiple generations in guiding how wealth is experienced and deployed over time. At Styles, collaboration is a core element of how we serve our clients. That collaboration extends beyond our team as we work in coordination with estate planning attorneys, CPAs, and other specialized advisors. In that collaborative spirit, I'm joined today by Jay Hunsberger, co-founder and principal of H&H Company. Jay, we're really glad you can join us today. Thank you and welcome.
Absolutely. And thank you, John. It's a pleasure to be here with you. We work with individuals and families to enable philanthropy that is focused, adaptable, deeply aligned with both their purpose and their financial goals. And our bespoke approach meets clients where they are and helps solve for what they need, whether that's exploring giving opportunities, diving deep into their values, or drafting a strategic roadmap to maximize impact and joy. And John, with your blessings, I'd love to share a couple of interesting data points, or at least I find them interesting, that illustrate what I think clients are looking for. You good with that?
Oh, that's great, Jay. Please share it.
Great. So according to a 2026 Foundation Source report, 68% of high net worth donors give because of values alignment. They want giving opportunities that mirror their beliefs. 93% are motivated by a need for impact, and they're looking for clear ways to make a difference. Lastly, a whopping 76% of these high net worth donors want to not only discuss charitable giving with their wealth advisors, but also create a strategic and comprehensive plan.
Got it. Got it. Well, thank you for that information. That's very helpful. And so, Jay, what changes when individuals and families become more intentional about philanthropy and giving?
That's a great question. And first, I think we should acknowledge that not all individuals and families see themselves as philanthropists. They don't think that they're the next Mackenzie Scott or Bill Gates, and it can be awkward for them sometimes to engage in philanthropic conversations and planning. So easing them in and opening them up in conversation is often the first step. When we help families create a long-term strategic map for giving, it can address some of their concerns and their desires, starting with families often see philanthropy as a way to pass along not only wealth, but values and vision to their heirs. I'm sure you see this in your work, John, and we see it all the time. We help clients align their giving with their values and help bring them focus. This creates clarity for them and also for their children and their grandchildren. Next, many families want to engage and empower future generations, and it's important to meet younger heirs where they are as you bring them along on the journey. And there's so much exciting research that I get all excited about, at least out there. And I'll point you and your viewers to an excellent book called Wealth 3.0 to understand how millennials and Gen Z are looking at wealth and philanthropy. And finally, we give families the tools they need to succeed, like facilitating inclusive and productive conversations that build consensus and cohesion. One way that we work with families and clients is our end-to-end impact roadmap product, and it has three components, John. First is clarifying vision and values and finding focus, and we call that the why of their giving. Second, it's the how they want to give, the more practical considerations and their personal preferences. And importantly, in that area, we work closely with their team of expert tax, estate planning, and financial advisors. We are not the financial experts. That is you, John. And we create a plan for our clients' charitable giving that works within their overall planning. Finally, we match the why and the how with their real world giving opportunities. This includes suggested organizations, timelines, giving vehicles, gift amounts, and other variables. We find, John, that our clients leave our work energized with confidence and clarity that brings them great joy and creates great impact.
Excellent. Thanks, Jay. Really great thoughts and considerations, and thank you for sharing that. And, I understand now as you're describing things, we talked about what planned and intentional giving can look like, right? We talked about the how and with whom individuals and families want to share that charitable or that giving relationship. And as you focused on here, mostly, the why. Why are we doing this stuff? And that is akin to all the work we do on behalf of families and individuals. It's always driven and only driven by what our clients' interests and priorities are on their terms, and as you've said multiple times, where they are. So great alignment there. So with all of the thoughts and the drivers and the emotions now covered, what does the process, what do the steps look like in real life when you're engaged with individuals and families down this path?
Well, and I will also add, John, that I love that at Styles, you have that focus on finding what makes your clients unique, and that very much aligns with our perspective here at H&H. I was recently down in San Diego at an incredible event put on by the Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philanthropy, and they're doing so much great research. And one of the things they shared with us is that individuals who approach charitable giving with goals and metrics are more likely to apply that same discipline to their overall financial planning. And once again, here's that link between successful, values-aligned financial planning and philanthropic planning. Many of our client families are highly successful business people, and they think strategically and holistically. Leaving philanthropic planning out of their wealth planning just doesn't seem logical or prudent for them.
Yeah. That stands out. Bringing structure and discipline to philanthropy, that works much like a business, right? So it's a business being run in a new phase, as we mentioned earlier. So thanks
Exactly.
very much for that. At that point, giving is no longer something that families are simply doing or experiencing as a byproduct of a broader strategy. At that point, it becomes something that families manage, nurture, and grow over time, and perhaps even multiple lifetimes. So thank you so much, Jay, for sharing that. And thank you and thanks also, I should say, to your partners at H&H Company. And always enjoy speaking and look forward to catching up again soon.
My pleasure, John, and a big thank you to you and Susan and the entire Styles Financial Services team.
Great, thanks. As with all advanced planning strategies, achieving meaningful outcomes requires coordination among wealth advisors, estate attorneys, CPAs, and specialists like Jay. For some, this may mean becoming more intentional in their giving. For others, it represents a new phase where philanthropy becomes central to identity, purpose, and legacy. If you'd like to explore how these ideas may apply within your own planning, we're always happy to continue the conversation. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'm John Stone, and on behalf of the entire team at Styles Financial, here's to a happy and safe weekend.
Educational content by the professionals at Styles Financial Services, delivering customized portfolios aligned to your unique wealth goals.